Back, everyone, to Tales of Arise. Now that I did a
What do you
tiny
say
bit,
we check back in on the ranch?
I did a tiny bit of grinding, not much, but so bit of information about side quests in this game. I don't think it's actually possible to miss any. So there's that.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
This is a pain. Why can't the Zookle stand still? Perhaps time to deploy my equipment. I'll stop right where it stands. Boost attack. Oh yeah, I'm still on auto. I was too lazy to actually grind.
When he slows down, that's our chance.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf.
It's time. No further. Glimmer Dragon.
Get on in there with the aim. Hear me.
There you are. Now or never.
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
I'll finish you here in a bind.
Freeze lancer.
I have to hit the other one.
Astral energy. Hear me.
Do you require a hand?
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Alright, we're good.
It's time. I'm on a roll now. Orochi's Fury.
Dance in the wind. Air thrust. Searing
Here I come.
astral energy.
Slash. I'm on it. At you. Infernal Turret.
Downfall. I'm outwatched and weak.
Blow away. Infernal Turret.
But can I not lose this?
Run you through. Slash. Try this.
I don't think so. I think it's one of those battles where they're just extremely tanky enemies, but they're an unlosable fight.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side. I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh? What's wrong? We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Uh,
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
oh. Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine this sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
Crocodile Crusher. Dual wield? It's a giant hammer, basically. Oh, what? Okay, well.
I sense a strange power from this.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Okay, that is funny.
What's this thing?
Right.
I've got a really bad feeling about
I could have done this. Let's. Oh, we should be good.
lightning orbs. Red. It's a duel of the arts.
Flying free!
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Can you take care of that? Shut him down!
Lunar corruption.
Damn it!
Let them
Too
roll.
bad! Stand back! I'll trip it up! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself...
Bam!
See you continue.
I remember when these are really hard to get off.
Yes, my lady?
Something
So
you
easy in this game.
We are freaking invincible!
Alvin and the others truly are strong.
What about me?
Orochi's Fury!
You are in tip-top shape.
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
In here. This one's mine. This one's ready. Lightning. Now.
Rip and tear!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
I think I'm getting stronger.
Okay. What's in here? Can I open this? I'm having such trouble opening a chest! I don't know why I was having trouble opening that, but I was. 1,000 gold. That's nice.
Brace yourselves. This one's tough.
Will this help?
Rising
Lightning
Wyvern.
condemned.
Rising Phoenix.
I'm feeling so good with airborne
Now
targets.
let loose. Ignite.
I'm on it!
We got flyers.
I've got this. Let
Rising
him now.
Wyvern.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished. They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
Well, didn't grab this.
It's feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
Okay, that's a training exercise and a half.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret my loot.
Confiscated!
Eat this!
Orochi's Fury! Eagle Blast! Anything in armor is all in the wind! Air Lancer!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that. Primed and ready.
Eat this! Talon
This
Hurricane!
one's mine.
Here I
That freaking does it!
No!
That freaking does it!
I'll heal you
Rising
all.
Wyvern!
Divine
escape!
Streak! Healing Circle!
This one's all mine!
Talon Hurricane!
Not today!
Do they not teach you to say thank you in Dana?
Not to a Renin, they don't.
Talon Hurricane!
Rising Wyvern!
Freeze Lancer!
Hammer Dragon!
Here's a healing arc! Carnage Circle! Not on my watch!
I'll finish you here and now!
Orochi's Fury!
Talon Hurricane!
Lightning Orb! Lunar Corruption! Raging Cascade! Blast!
Eat this! I lost my phone.
Here, let me help.
I'm on it.
We're cleaning house!
Let me take the rest.
Someone's feeling lively. Hear me! Flame of Fury! Dance in the wind! Sleep now. Here's this one's mine. I'll be saving this one.
I'm on it.
Here, let me help.
You're mine!
I can't heal you forever.
I feel like me again.
All day.
Mirage!
Cyan Instant!
Eat this!
Gemini
Talon
Aqua!
Hurricane!
Thunder Field!
Eagle's Eye!
Here I come! It's over!
Hear me! Flame of
Talon
Fury!
Hurricane!
This one's all
Here's
mine!
evil! Light Act Dance in the wind!
Strike!
Air Thrust!
First strike!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
I think my health is good. Health is good, my CP isn't. That's fine.
I have a bad feeling about this.
It's over! Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Power of
Rising
water!
Wyvern!
Cascade!
Mirage!
There!
Eat this!
Dance
Orochi's Fury!
Annihilation!
You're mine!
Coming
You're
through!
finished!
Burning Strike! Leave the enemy's arts to me.
Rising Wyvern!
No complaints here!
You're mine! It's
I'll
over!
be saving this
You're
one.
mine! It's over!
Aqua! Sealed! Here, let me help. This'll come in handy.
Storm!
Lightning Orb! Lunar Corruption! One at a time!
You're mine!
Fantastic!
Eat
Great!
dirt!
Amazing!
Shut up, Ross! I'm trying to focus.
over.
I was only trying to be nice.
Your power is a spectacle to...
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice one, Alphin.
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Strike!
Dance in the wind!
Rising Wyvern! Mirage!
Eat this!
Airborne beast. My specialty.
Glimmer Dragon! Air Thrust!
Here I go. I'm only getting
Eat
started.
this! Whirlwind Snap!
Lightning Condemned! Thunder Blade!
I'll do it!
Shield!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished. Great!
More of these. Ugh.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Into the shadows! Lightning Condemned! Thunder Blade!
Rising Wyvern!
That's what I get
Try harder!
for shooting too high. Take this!
Orange gel.
Oh! Now I'm real mad!
Rising Wyvern!
I can carve through! I'm on a roll
This
now!
should do it!
First strike!
Lightning
Orochi's
Orb!
This is
Fury!
such a failure.
You'll pay for that!
Watch your back! Light Act Healing Circle!
I'll bring you back from death to
Take
this.
this! Any more of this and I'll burn out! This one's all mine!
you're ever in a pinch, just say the word.
Your power is a spectacle to behold.
I'm not trying to be dramatic with it.
Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
May 1,000 gales tear you to
None shall escape my judgment.
Is this it?
One more time. Ray!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Raging cascade!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Eat this! I'll tear you apart! Watch this!
I owe you one.
Lightning orb!
Crumble!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday. That equipment should come in handy.
Okay, I don't know which way is which.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
What's this thing? I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
This won't be easy.
Don't be such a pessimist.
Rising Wyvern!
Prepare to be sealed!
Storm! Divine Streak!
Talon Hurricane!
Orochi's Fury!
Eagle Dawn! Shattering the pieces!
Sweet
Attack
now.
time!
Do it! For the stop
I can
pile.
handle it.
Goodwill! Demons Descend! Flashing Fang! Yeah, I look pretty flashy out there.
So glad. I've got a really bad feeling about this. Here's evil. Freeze laser.
It's on!
Will this help?
Burn in hell!
Vanquish darkness.
I felt fine not too long ago.
Here I go!
Divine Streak.
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Rising
Yes, ma'am.
Rising Wyvern!
I'm on it.
Move
Do
on.
it.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Vanquish darkness.
Rising Wyvern!
You're done. Fang Blast!
By the power of Divine
You're on!
Streak.
Rising Wyvern! I can feel my power growing.
Jump.
There.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that. If I had to guess, it probably served as some kind of shrine.
So still a house, in a sense. Just for a god.
So much dialogue.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Thank you.
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Ah, right.
I'm on it. Orochi's Fury! I'll end you.
Mega Ray.
Watch it.
Raging cascade.
I gotta check something. I checked it. We're good now.
Strike! Rising Wyvern! I'm not done! I'm on it! Rising Wyvern! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Glacial spear.
Rotating hurricane! Rip and tear! Polar blade!
You're mine.
This
I
one's
never
all
miss.
mine! I'm on it! Not today!
Mega ray.
Rotating fury!
Now. Reload. Darling, this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes!
Wow, look what I just found.
Yeah, probably nothing good. It's probably just some items. How the heck did you get here? I'll come back in here. I know there's something in here. I'm gonna try and avoid battle if I can. A lot easier said than done. Oh, this area. Oh. Oh,
What's that big tower over there?
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
This tower. Ugh.
It's important to.
This should definitely keep you guys full.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a familiar sight.
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard. Now it's just a part of my routine.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives, so it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol, the one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person. In other words, the complete opposite of a dreamer like me.
You're more an idealist than some pie-in-the-sky dreamer.
Even so, that's my brother's doing. He'd never let me stop seeing a brighter world. He always did what he could to keep me smiling and happy.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind either. He always worked so hard to set an example for me and everyone else around him. He was a true big brother. So much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow after him. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my shield. If you've got time, how about I tell you a couple more Miguel stories?
I guess I'd better get comfortable.
I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?
This tower is a nightmare. Oh, I remember it. Can't go in here yet. I also just remembered I have to reset the sound.
Demon Fang!
Alright, we're good now. We're healed. Dang it, that's a lot.
No holding back.
This will be a piece of cake.
Lightning orb, raging cascade by the power of water. Mega ray.
Blow away. Orochi's fury. Flying freeze.
Dragon
Still.
Drill. No sooner said than done.
No complaints here.
Frizzling. Dance in the wind.
Now in the groove. Rising
Lyric flame. Magic Kazam.
Rising
Cross blade.
Rising Wiper!
I'm on it.
Rising Phoenix!
I'm on roll.
Blow away.
Your power is a spectacle to behold. I'm not trying to be dramatic with it. Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
Your fifth one's all mine!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware with that view reminding me. Here, let's go.
Rising Phoenix! Dohalim! In an instant! Impact Cross!
Here's a healing arc. Here's a lightning grenade. Thunder vortex.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! One deadly strike, just as ordered.
Alright. I can wait.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in...
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being an... Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
All right. Finally, the next section.
Stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Okay, this fight is such a royal pain in the neck.
Now you see what I can do. In a bind.
You're mine! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
Speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Here I come!
Lightning to death!
Take this!
Thunder blade!
Orochi Fury!
Sorry.
You'll pay for that!
I'll bring you back. Did you just kill me? Yes. I need you, remember?
Right.
I can feel
I don't remember this fight is winnable.
You're such a failure.
It might be one of these fights.
You may be strong, but I'll never back down! Take this!
more for
It's over!
Take this.
Here's a healing art. Ready to go. Supernova.
No further! Not a chance!
None shall escape my judgment.
Swallow blade! Coming through! Ha!
Yeah,
Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me help.
You're mine!
Aid.
Orochi Fury!
None shall escape my
Swallow
judgment.
blade! Stay away from my friend!
Enjoy.
Here I come!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Resuscitation. Will this help?
Take this! Try harder! Now!
That's gonna smart.
Orochi Fury!
Why'd you heal
okay, there.
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die.
A wretch like you? Till next time. Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion,
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
but his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
What you missed, I beat the Arthlord, got Dolahim, and did that entire thing. Then Shion got stabbed through the chest. So, not much. Excuse me. The game doesn't have exactly a backlog, but yeah, I don't know. Well, considering they had a coup d'etat happening, I don't know. They fixed the coup d'etat and then he left. That's about it.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
With her actual situation, it's kind of understandable why she acts like that. But also, it was the assistant. It was the assistant. Yes. Him.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First?
It must mean the Renans have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renans, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renans here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renin Astral Arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened.
Yeah, we're coming. The mask? What's the best way to explain this? Outfits. I think it's one of those scenarios with the mask where it's a one-way. It's like a one-way mirror. He can see through it, but you can't see back. You can't see back through it. I think that's the mask.
Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionna's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
I could see not knowing how to put on clothes and how to fight, but I want to know how in the heck he ran an entire territory like that. That's my problem. He is a walking contradiction, literally.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
It makes no sense to how he does stuff sometimes. Being out of touch with things would be one thing, considering how things are with him, but considering he's one of the lords, being out of touch would be understandable. But just the fact that he's basically...
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
It makes no... Even if she knows when, no, whoever that is, if they know Rinwell's backstory, then they would understand. And if they don't understand after that, then that's the problem. But okay, Rinwell has her reasons.
All of you, stop right there. Don't move.
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Dahnan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadeye's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadeye. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
I can understand with Dolahim, but with Kisara, I could understand being the difference. I could understand being confused with how well her armor is, but I don't understand how they tell outside a fight sometimes. Either. Unless there's some... And... I think base was this way.
Not this way, I guess.
Huh? I don't... You got me confused. Alright, this.
So you're Elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
Ha! We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If
Shut
so,
your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. They're the scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadime! Liberator Deadime! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last
Let's go.
Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, You're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadheim.
This isn't Deadheim's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renins as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renins. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
Alright. Alright. Running around barefoot in battle. No, he does have stuff on. Dark Rings were joke characters in most games. They did have the more serious in one game, I think it was, but I can't remember which one. The boss? He can fire up the troops, basically. More morale than he is brains. More bronze, basically.
I get the feeling Deadheim signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Dahnans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renins here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renins out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Dahnans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renins just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renin lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renins are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
With him, okay. In charge of battle, not the. That's the thing. They want someone that seems strong. It's strong for the people, but he's also a horrible. Well, with how the world is, it's not surprising that they'd rather rally behind him than rally behind somebody else who wouldn't try some. Oh, why does everybody have to be such cowards? We don't take care of things. They never going to change. Put you down, friend. Zoogles, that's a pretty camaraderie and tears being much specific. I would say it was the Lord's favorite kind of Zoogles, so people are afraid to go anywhere near them. I can understand the hesitation. We need them gone, but monks will take care of them. Hold on, pal. I don't want you to just summon them. If you could bring back any useful materials from them, that'd be great too. Master, use Zoogopods for what? Are you building something? No building. Studying. We can demonstrate that even fast and dangerous Zoogles can use to make handy tools. It'll motivate people to hunt them more. We can always expect folks like you to come along and solve all our problems for us, that's all. So you're trying to have you more self-sufficient, that's very commendable of you. Actually, about those materials you're looking for, this isn't what you talked about, is it? Oh yeah, it totally is. Could I convince you to share what you have with me?
Good.
Yeah, go ahead and help yourself. I'd rather go somewhere who can use it than keep it weighing us down. Great. You know, one generous bunch of people. You know what? Now to just see what I can tunnel to do. She'll be able to make something useful. Thank you so much. The fact that I just have everything. Alright, is blacksmith here? Yeah.
I think there's someone in trouble here.
Well, let's see what they
No.
have to say.
Yeah. I sure wish there was more to go around. What's wrong? Our rations are running short on them. We could really do with some rice, potatoes, beef, and some spices in particular.
Right.
Understood. We'll see what we can find out. We can find out there. It's too dangerous for you to go and try to get yourself. Really? It'd be amazing if you could get those things. Thank you. Well, like the first year in here has a good nose when it comes to food. What's that supposed to mean exactly? Yeah, the winning lord here. Yeah. The most evil.
That Deadime creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadime and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadime just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
They definitely did have lad type.
sand in my eyes.
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hootle, don't get blown away, okay?
Yeah, the Vlad type vibes for sure. They definitely did.
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed, Mahag Saar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
Comparing the Wind Lord to the Bloody Mary, yeah, That's accurate. I don't think this is the way the forest is. I can't remember.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing, having it pointed out like this.
And Shion?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
That sounds familiar, but I can't place a name
Why didn't the Renans take advantage of all of these ruins around here? It seems like a missed opportunity.
Most likely because it would be inefficient for harvesting astral energy. That's what dictates the current positions of each realm's capital.
Plus, Renans are averse to using anything that belonged to the Danans.
What the, okay, I feel like I've heard about this one before, but I can't be 100% sure. Yeah, I have heard of that one, and I heard it's extreme.
Or are there a lot of big Zoogles in this area?
No, I noticed that too. There's plenty of food and water to go around here. For a Zoogle, this just might be paradise.
Great, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Can I have my tablet, Bella? Can you not sit on it? Doc took my tablet.
Is there a reason you're looking at me so intently?
Shion's kind of turned into the local fashion critic in our group.
So this is what lords like you wear. Certainly looks the part. I can tell at a glance what high quality everything is.
It's not often Shion's that impressed. You wear a lot of rings too, don't you?
They were a gift. Purchased rather cheaply, or so I was told.
What's your definition of cheap, exactly?
I believe it was around 100 to 200,000 gold.
What? If my wolf head cost 10 gold, then that'd mean... Holy crap! They cost 1,000 times more?!
10,000 times more.
If he sold those things off, I bet he could build a damn mansion with them.
At the very least, he'd never go hungry the rest of his life.
You're all beginning to sound alarmingly interested in my rings.
Yeah? That... Yeah, I heard things about it being extreme, but holy crap.
Good. This came out just the way I hoped.
Hey, what's the smoke? Is it an enemy attack?
Seriously, it's making my eyes and throat burn. What the hell is going on?
It's probably some sort of gas. Try not to breathe it in as much as you can manage.
Gas? Those cowards!
Isn't this just cooking smoke?
What kind of food makes your throat burn so bad just from the smoke?
I believe Alphen is...
They're trying to gas Alphen?
What? Those sick bastards! I won't let them get away with this!
Calm yourselves and listen. I was simply trying to say that Alphen is the one cooking.
Oh?
Maybe I should throw in some more spices, just for that extra kick. Yeah, that'll help. Think I'll turn up the heat while I'm at it, too. Oh, crap. The spice is burned. Well, at least the meat's coming along nicely. All right. Now, I just flip it over, and then...
Hey, Alphen? What are you doing over there?
Oh, Shion. Perfect timing. I actually just finished roasting up a chicken. Call everybody over so we can eat together. I used a ton of spices, so it's got a good punch to it. Might have overcooked it a little, but it should still taste good.
I'm starting to understand why your food always tastes so damn spicy now.
Hasn't anyone told him that it is actually possible to have too much of a good thing?
If that's the taste he truly wants, far be it from me to contradict. His cuisine is a rather delicate repast.
Rinwell, mind if we chat a little? I noticed you haven't been training Hootle lately. Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's been catching fish with Kisara, and he seems to be adjusting his diet on his own, so I'm not as worried as before.
Maybe that's his way of pitching in, so you don't have to do everything for him.
Yeah, maybe. I guess at some point he started taking a shine to everyone too, just like they did to him.
You sound like you're okay with that.
Yeah. More than okay, really. It feels natural having Hootle and everyone around.
I know what you mean. We all support and take care of each other in our own ways. It's starting to feel like we're almost a family.
Huh. I hadn't thought of it like that. So does that make you everybody's dad?
Do I really look that old to you?
Huh? You don't like that? Okay, how about you be the big brother? Shion is the big sister, and Kisara can be our mom.
Well, then how about Dohalim for the dad?
I don't really get that kind of vibe from Dohalim. He's more like an uncle. An old uncle, who's too preachy and snarky for his own good sometimes. And as for Law... Well, Hootle took the little brother role, and Law's definitely not the dad. This is hard. Oh! Law can be the pet dog!
A dog? Do dogs really count as part of a family?
Of course they do! If an owl can be part of our family, so can a dog. When you think about it like that, we have a pretty fun family.
Yeah, a pretty big one as well.
That's why I like it so much. I wish we didn't have to do anything dangerous. I just want to keep traveling the world with you guys the way we are right now.
You okay?
Oh, it's nothing. Actually, I think I'm gonna go practice with Hootle for a bit. We should really get some rest.
I have played Cyber Sleuth. I have been meaning to get Survive to play it. And dual audio is basically second nature to games brought over at this point. It's very rare for a game not to have it. Japanese voices sometimes are better just because of how much more emotion they're able to put into it. I'd say it's not that's not entitled. Might be picky about it, but entitled, I could say it's picky, but it's not entitled. There we go. Okay.
I want to go back to bed.
There's multiple reasons people would, and me personally, I do know a bit of I know enough Japanese to understand it.
Oh. Good fishers always keep
I
their
forgot what
cool.
I was doing. Also, sometimes it's very rare that this happens, but in certain games, there's stuff that will happen in the dub that you won't get in. That you won't get in the actual dub.
I'll catch something bigger next time.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
Did we really just spend that much money?
Yep.
Hey, didn't we find a recipe that...
Yeah, we can use this for it.
Okay then. Yeah, it's just, yeah. The dub sub thing, I find stupid. Whichever the person prefers is fine. Dual audio is nice, but they don't need to fight over it all the time if they do.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Glacial Spear.
What the heck?
Let's walk in more doing. The tide of battle has turned. That's the power of comrades in arms. Comrades in arms.
What? Too sentimental?
Your dreams.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
May 1,000 gales champion thread!
A lot of games have dual audio now. It's just
With this, I can become even stronger.
something people don't expect anymore. People don't expect it. A lot do, but not all. Lip syncing, it's okay. Unless you can act, unless it's with how they speak, probably it's not going to be that far off.
Your friends, Hoodle?
Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name
And
of
two,
the Renans,
they wouldn't really have to adjust lip syncing that much. They'd already have it all set up, basically. So there wouldn't really be a point in doing much of that.
I think the animals back at the ranch.
I did hear about that.
This place gives me the creeps. You really think that lord is hiding out here?
Be careful. The air is dense with astral energy. Something's not quite right about this place.
How are you able to pick up on all this stuff anyway? Is it something that all astral arts wielders can do?
I must admit, I'm curious myself. Perhaps her Danon bloodline has something to do with it.
Dohalim.
Apologies. I meant no disrespect.
stay alert, everyone. There's a good chance that she already knows we're here.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard. I suppose if you're a lord going into hiding, a forest is one place to turn.
We don't know for sure she's here. Keep looking.
The only time I see them screwed up a lot, the one that's mostly good is like the elevator stuck. What the hell did the Renan do to it? We're not getting out of here unless we find a way around it. Why don't we take a look? Make a look. See what we can find. Or we can find another way down. Then go right, Sean. Go right. I think it's the perception of things. He's dense, yes, but he was taking better care of. He was compared to the torture and hell they have actually been through. This is that was a dense leader who's at least somewhat a dense leader who's caring is a lot more preferable than someone who isn't.
I've got a really bad feeling about this. Sleep now. Where are you going? Your hide is thick as armor.
Did you just hear me?
And the thing is for also. The only lip syncing things I have seen that will make perfect is very important cutscenes.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Will this help?
Yeah.
quite necessary when creating weaponry.
That, yeah, it can be hard sometimes. It can be hard to pick up on the cues sometimes. But also, it could be a lot easier.
For the hideout of a runaway lord, this place is a lot bigger than I was expecting.
Do you think she had it built with that in mind?
No. Personally, I think this used to be part of a Danon castle or fortress of some sort.
How can you tell?
For one thing, it doesn't look like a storehouse. For another, it's old and you can tell it was built to let people hole up inside of it.
Huh. I'll take your word for it. I don't know the first thing about brick. You know, I've always thought you were a smart little cookie, but damn, Rinwell, you really know your stuff.
It's no big deal. I've just read a lot of books is all.
If this is meant to be a castle, there wasn't much to it above ground. Are there such things as underground castles?
There probably used to be more of it above ground. That is, until 300 years ago.
So the main structure must have been lost during the time of the invasion, with only the underground part remaining. And then this lord decided to use it for her own purposes. Have I got that right?
But what reason could she have for using this place instead of staying back in her own castle?
That's what we're here to find out. Whatever it is, she's up to no good.
Right. It's all the more reason we need to hurry up and find her before it's too late.
Alright,
This place goes
okay,
pretty
I
deep
never get to that,
underground.
that's nice.
It was probably built that way so it could still be used even if the above ground portion got destroyed.
Perhaps that's why it's still here, and why it was made into her hideout. It would certainly stand to reason.
Can understand tuning up a bit, but sometimes I don't understand the voice. I don't understand the voices half the time.
It would appear we can descend down where the railing has fallen apart.
What? Are you serious?
By all appearances, it would seem she was researching something here.
You think so? What kind of research could she have been doing in a place like this?
Your guess is as good as mine. Hardly anything the likes of us could imagine.
If we assume it was because this area is rich in astral energy, then it's possible she could have been doing any number of things.
Indeed. Renan castles and spirit vessels are often found in such locations. Intriguingly, Danon ruins are also known for their abundant energy.
You Renans attacked us. Don't act like you're just some...
Sheesh, enough already! This isn't the place to pick a fight over this.
How can you be so calm listening to all of this? You've suffered at the hands of guys like him too.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm calm.
Roker, yeah.
Is it just
Rose,
me,
I
or
can
is anyone
understand,
else peckish?
but Rose was didn't throw the entire system in. Rose threw the system to Kingdom to next week, but so did the freaking one other side character. So did one of the side characters. Rokuro is Rose was forced in Rose was basically forced into her situation.
Finally, some open space again.
She ruined it. The one priestess ruined it as well. It's weird. Because originally when I first started playing the game, I was on the thought process of whatever they were doing, if they thought what they were doing was right, it wouldn't produce malevolence, or it would at least it would reduce the production of it. But the priestess thinking everything's doing the right thing, causing enough and producing a lot, and then there was
I think Hootle senses something.
I see plenty of ruins around here, too. It must have been a big town bustling with people back in the day.
For Crown Contest participants, places such as these are but vectors for the astral energy they pursue. Similar to that windmill, for instance.
Yeah. And Basaria threw some fuel on the fire, adding a very particular plot hole with freaking things that was said of...
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
Seraphim don't produce malevolence. Malachim, whatever you want to call them. Don't produce
so many creatures we don't know
malevolence.
Have you been writing stuff down
But
about what we
in
fight?
Yep.
Basaria, it's
pretty fun to observe them from afar.
But in Basaria, it's stated that they do. In Zastaria, it's stated by Lila that they do produce malevolence. So that doesn't help that either.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know. And I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't remember us making any big purchases, though.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Dohalim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? I mean, that unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed. It is a lost artifact from ancient Danan times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renans conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danan history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand. Had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Fire Master Core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Hell yeah! There's no way you...
I'll see you again tomorrow. All right, guys. Ready to go?
Okay.
I think it's safe to rest here now. I think Hootle senses something.
You know, I don't understand why they would hate them. But my brain also had to comprehend for a second where which rock you're talking about, since I know two. No. Probably.
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
I'm gonna run through here, it seems simpler. A lot of people nowadays don't take anything like that into account because Okay, this is an actual line someone said. Oh, you have trauma? Get over it already.
I think the animals back at the ranch should be all grown up by now.
This was said by someone I know. I have not had contact with them in years.
I know what you mean. Hard to settle down after seeing all those ruins.
We fought hard to help liberate the people of Dana, but every realm we've been to along the way could have easily turned out like this.
When powerful forces collide, the destruction they leave gets that much worse.
So we've been lucky things haven't turned out worse up until now?
Regardless, I don't want to see this realm get messed up any more than it already is. We have to capture this lord ourselves, no matter what. Hey, Rinwell, what was that whole legend you were talking about earlier, back when we were by the gate?
Huh? Oh, you mean about the Darkwings? It's an old story about a Danon hero that's been passed down for generations.
Like I said, I sure haven't heard it before.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, long ago, there was an evil king who tried to bring all of Dana to ruin. However, a pure black owl heard the pleas of the people and decided to help. It chose a young hero and bestowed upon them a holy flame that was capable of vanquishing the king. The story goes that the young hero challenged the king and defeated them with the flame. Seeing Dana had been saved, the people flew the crest of the Darkwings as thanks to the owl for its help. From what I understand, it used to be a really well-known story before the Renans came.
I guess our people must have forgotten it over time. It's lucky for us you still know it. You sure are well-versed in these sorts of things, Rinwell.
You know, the part where the hero defeats the king with a flame reminds me a little of Alphen.
Come on, it's just a story. Besides, if we're talking about an owl helping anyone, Hootle would definitely choose Rinwell.
Sure, I might have helped take out our own kind of evil king with the others, but I'm definitely no hero. That and Hootle's wings aren't even black. Huh.
Yeah, and I cannot say the things he said. It was bad. It was bad. And
Make sure to get some
the
good
only
rest.
thing I can say that he said is, it doesn't matter what kind of trauma it is.
Well, off we go.
That's the only line I can say from that conversation. Yeah.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
All the rest was just basic. All the rest was not. I basically started screaming him out. The moment he said that. The moment he said, just get over it, I had an incident and snapped at him. I don't think anyone can blame me on that. He got really heated after that, and we both said some things.
What's this thing?
I've got a really bad feeling
This is... But yeah.
Sounds like a job for you, truly.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
I can understand that comparison. Luckily, we didn't actually get into an outright brawl because of where we were. Oh, this is because there was too many people.
Scarlet Inferno! Come one, come all!
Now you see what I can do!
Eat dirt! This one keeps charging us!
Otherwise, I might have gone to an outright brawl with him.
I'll leave it to you!
I really owe you one.
Hey, now see that you don't get in trouble again.
But, yeah.
I'll bring you back from that to this.
But, considering the equivalent of what he said... Yeah, I know. Yeah. Just getting reminded of a stupid court case in it. I think it's the UK where Carson was touching somebody on a train,
That astral energy was incredible.
I gave it everything I
and
had.
they didn't get in trouble because it was for less than
This
10
place
seconds.
is full of weird machinery, old and new. Just what the hell was she doing here?
By all appearances, a sort of unsavory research she wouldn't want to see divulged.
Even to other Renans? That's a scary thought.
I know Lana. Yeah. Least favorite. Oh. One of the least favorites. It's understandable. I hate this area because I always get so confused.
Holding back.
This'll be a piece of cake.
We got flyers.
Oh, yeah. A walking contradiction, basically. Elevator already turned on.
Okay, guys, think it's time to run.
Of course. Just toxicity at its highest.
I think Hoodle's hungry.
Funny. I could have sworn that was your stomach making all the racket.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. How the heck do I hate this area for the simple fact that I never remember where I'm supposed to go. Damn these hitboxes.
This won't be easy. Don't be such a pessimist.
Not really. My memory is being what it is.
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job.
It's just the fact that you mentioned the cyborg part with. The only reason I recognized the one person was because you mentioned cyborg. I might recognize them if I see what they look like. I have better facial recognition than I do with name recognition. I think is the best way to put it.
And I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Now see that you don't get in trouble again. Let's end this and get a bite to eat instead.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Found one.
What's this thing?
really hate this place for the fact that it makes me so confused.
Let's end this and get a bite to eat instead.
Okay, least favorite Digimon main character. Okay, a bit of background for that for a moment. I have only seen up to Crossroads. What? Crossroads. But I would also say Marcus. Marcus is for being my favorite. Oh, the dumb music for Crossroads was horrendous. Ugh, I don't want to remember that. Marcus would be my favorite. My least favorite would be... I can't remember his name. I don't know if it's just personality or just because I didn't like the season or if it's just all that. Frontier. I thought you were talking about... No, isn't Marcus Savers? Data Squad. I thought Marcus was, Oh wait, no, it's not Frontier. Then what season am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Frontier. I was thinking of Frontier, but now I have to check something out. Because Savers was Marcus. I can't remember. My Digimon memory. My memory Digimon Hall. I'm trying to remember. Because as a season, it's good, but it's just my concept was executed. But I think it's the guy that turns into the fire Digimon. Takuya. It might just... Yeah, Takuya. He's not a bad protagonist, I don't know why, I just don't... He's just my least favorite. It might have... I don't know... What... Yeah. Neat. The season itself is technically my least favorite until I catch up on the others. That, yes, how Divi Evolution walked in it was a neat idea. It's just was what they did. It's just, it was a neat idea. It's just with how it... Oh, get back to Data Squad. Sorry, that conversation's getting mixed up in my head. I really did like the fact how the evolutions worked, because it was of how they had it. Yankee delinquents, yeah. Alright. Go down. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Give me, I'll be back in a few minutes. I need to take I just got a text, I need to take this. This one? Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. A lot of people... Okay. Considering that, a lot of people don't like the end of Cross Wars. Which I will say it wasn't bad, but it also did come kinda out of nowhere to an extent.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret it.
Well, I liked how they did the ending. It just...
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
It felt... I like how they did the ending. I like that they brought them all back. But it just...
Guess I misread the landing.
With how they did it, it felt like they were saying, let's force as many characters as we can in of the main cast. The protagonists are one thing, but they were just showing up as many as possibly could. But the ending wasn't bad. It also answered the question of what happened to all the others who went... all the villains. But it also opened up a lot more questions and answers.
There's nobody here. It's been nothing but Zeugles. No lords, no Renan forces.
They have to be holed up somewhere, right?
From the look of things, I don't think anybody's been here for a while. If anyone was here, they're long gone now.
That can't be.
Look out!
We'll figure this out later. Right now, this thing needs dealing with.
I don't understand. Did Bayfon lie?
He didn't seem to try to lead us on a wild goose chase.
Hey, save your questions until
Yeah, I have seen it, but my memory on that one might be a bit hazy, because it has been a while. But I have seen it.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah, and pummel it to me.
Where are you going?
Now you see what I can do.
Great field.
Watch this. Oh, now you're talking.
Not a chance.
I'll end you. Take this.
It's over.
Ready and raring.
Got it. Scion instant. Now's our chance. In here. Into the shadow.
Okay. That clears that up better. It's still been a while since I've watched that, though. But... yeah.
Scarlet Inferno!
Don't know why, either.
Prepare to be sealed! You're mine! Orochi's Fury! It's over! You're mine! Take this!
I really owe you.
Did you just heal me?
Yes. I need you, remember?
Right.
You're mine! I'll finish you here and now! Orochi's Fury! Eagle Dive!
Now you see what I can do.
Where are you going?
No further. It's over.
A lot of people in there keep their freaking psychologist license, but and I don't know how.
I'm out of ammo. Back into the fray. More Suko? Keep calm and take them down. Will this help? Dinar! Healing circle!
Ready and raring.
I'll bring you
Damn it!
back from death to
If
this.
only I'd been more careful.
Take this.
Here's a healing arc.
Away.
It's got me in their sights. I'll bring you back from death to this. Resuscitation!
Armor won't save you.
Here's a healing arc. I still got some fun. I can't hold on much longer.
Like battle. Yeah.
Take it down. In here.
Here I go. Take this.
Depends on who it is, but it's basically a higher chance every time. It's a higher low game chance versus roulette. Mostly high.
Get out of this.
Don't mind if I do. The enemy is going all out.
Really? I was just resurrected!
I never miss.
Take this. No escape. It's gonna attack.
Right, watch out.
How am I dead again? I didn't even get hit!
Healing circle. Got me. Mega ray. Searing flame. Relinquish darkness.
Oh, she is down, that means this is game. Screw it.
You're mine. Stay away from my friend. Here I come. I'm not done.
I need to grind.
I don't understand.
Hopefully I can do it this time.
He didn't seem the type to lead us on a wild goose chase.
Hey, save your questions until after we manage to finish this thing.
I never miss.
I can carve hit a word. Let's go.
Take this.
In a bind.
Talent
If only I'd been more careful.
Back from death's abyss.
Take this.
Far enough. Will this help?
Evil fire. No escape. I owe you. Rising Wyvern. It's on.
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Freeze laser.
Burn in hell. You're mine.
Now you see what I can do.
I'm not
There
done.
you go. I feel like
You require a hand.
Here I come.
Lightning
No
orb.
further.
Let's do it. There you go. Don't let up.
Try harder. Not a chance.
Go get it. You're the last one. If it's in the sky, it's mine. Thunderblade. Hit me. Flame of fury.
It's over.
Here goes lightning condemned. Leave the charges to me. Here, let me help. I'll tear you apart. Here goes lightning. Lightning condemned. Art expert coming through. Downfall. I'm out. Healing circle. Astral energy. Dance in the to a Renin, they don't. I'll bring you back from death. I'll run you through! Rage Hurricane! Eagle Fly! All good things come to an end. Hear me!
Now see that you don't get in trouble again.
I'll heal you all!
Here I come! You're finished! You may be strong, but I'll never back down! It's over! No escape!
I never miss!
It's on! Take this! You picked the wrong fight!
Armor won't save you! I can't hold on much longer!
Here you go. I feel like I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Take this! First strike! You're done! Orochi Fury!
Enemies incoming!
Then we'll take them down!
Here goes!
Talon Hurricane!
Lunar
Take
Corruption!
this! Stay away from my friend!
I spell that.
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge!
Tank?
More appropriate.
Less talking, more doing.
I literally keep resurrecting and he just one-shots me every bloody time.
Not done yet!
This one's mine.
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down. I can feel the medicine working. Gravitas field. Lunar corruption. By the power of war.
You're bruised all over. Did you even notice?
Guess I got carried away.
I'm not always going to be around to heal you, you know. What was I thinking?
Here I come!
Reload. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
I was overconfident.
Over?
Well, I'm running the grind. But yeah, tank? Trails leading to... I do not understand the question.
I want to feel your hair right now. You are the place, my only home.
Estelle Reen Lloyd. I'm just including no games I haven't played yet. And that's only because I like Estelle a bit more than I like Reen for the character. But not by much. But when it comes to them character-wise, yeah, it's Estelle, Reen, Lloyd. Yeah. I am kind of torn on, Lloyd one. Um... My connection is going out too. Yeah, but my connection is going iffy at the moment. But yeah, besides that, I'm torn between Risha and Ellie, but that's it. Yeah, but yeah, but that's the only thing I'm torn on. But they are? Huh, that's interesting. Alright. Tails wise, I'm gonna have to grind. I don't know when I'll be able to stream again because of how work is gonna be. Might be able tomorrow for a few more days this week, but that's debatable because my schedule's getting changed up because school's starting up again. Huh. So there's that. Oh, yeah. Emma telling Ellie. Huh. So, but yeah, I'm gonna be probably heading off in the next few after I finish saying this. But school's starting up again, so I'm gonna have to. My schedule's gonna be changed up a bit. Yeah, which is kind of surprising overall to me, but overall, that is kind of surprising. Yeah, you get a good one every so often. You get a really good one every so often. But I'm gonna have to head off now. I will be. I have not had a chance to read that. I should probably get to that. But I will see everybody at some point. I might be able to be on the tomorrow, but we will see. See ya. Later, everyone.